There is a beautiful place in southern Michigan that welcomes ice team anglers from several different states. Wamplers Lake would be the frozen site of this trap attack tournament, hosted by Knutson's and based out of Jerry's Pub. The flags were flying and the snow was blowing as kids prepared to hit the ice for Saturday's competition. Sunday would be the day for the adults to battle for bragging rights on the ice, but today everyone showed up to support the youngsters. It was a cold day and many folks had heaters at hand to warm the chill that was sure to set in. The sun was barely peeking through as the ice team volunteers made sure tournament boundaries were established and the kids got ready to hit the ice. Contestants were responsible for bringing their own gear today, but there would be several ice team members on the ice to assist, like Keith Keeblebeck, who made the trip from Minnesota to help with today's tournament.
Today's fishing starts at 9 o'clock this morning. It runs for 3 hours. We got great conditions today, about 15, 20 degrees, light breeze, sun's coming out. It's going to be a beautiful day for fishing.
And start reeling it in. Okay.
One of the main goals of the kids tournament is to educate our youth about the sport, from equipment to wearing the proper attire to stay warm. Ice team tournament director Smitty tells more.
We had a phenomenal event today. We hosted a kids tournament, real similar to the original trap attack rules for the big guys, the pros, but got the kids involved. We had the pros out there fishing with them, assisting them, teaching them how to use the electronics, different techniques on changing up as far as jigging and changing up with presentations, different lures, if one color doesn't work, or one way of baiting the hook. That may trigger the fish, and it's just all about education.
There's fish down there.
Many of the kids in the tournament today were first-time ice anglers. I asked Keith why he thinks it's important to introduce young adults to fishing.
The kids in this age group are very impressionable, and getting them out in the outdoors is just something special that you can experience as an adult with the kids, and just to see this and help promote the sport.
The kids were doing a fine job learning different jigging techniques and ways to catch fish. Smitty shared with me the main goal of hosting a kids tournament.
You have the new electronics, the games, TV. That is what has drawn these kids in. So we're trying to bring them back to the outdoors. They're our next caretakers of our resources.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Good job.
My dad catched it, actually.
Oh, your dad did?
It's good. Keep on.
Cool.
I don't know what kind of fish it is.
Are you having fun today?
Yeah.
Looks like a little perch.
No, it is a perch. But it has spikes. Yeah, spikes. Tail. Good.
As kids were learning, Smitty told me what the outdoors means to him.
With me, the outdoors is a calming effect. You know, we got the hustle and bustle of our day in, day out jobs, the rat race, so to speak. It's a chance to release, be at peace with yourself, out with nature.
There were some fish being caught today and new techniques learned. Family and friends showed up on the ice to share the experience with their up-and-coming generations of anglers. Jim Martin brought his kids out and even made them some good luck necklaces, as they always do for him and their Grandpa Glenn.
Because we always make them for my dad and grandpa when they go on trips, and so they made them for us.
Well, the luck must have worked from that necklace, because Haley, after keeping at it on the ice, ended up winning the kids tournament. Congratulations to Haley and all the kids who participated. The next morning was the big kids' turn. The guys who would be walking to their spots would be launching out of the state park, while those using power to get there would launch down shore.
Ice Team hosts the only competitive ice fishing tournament circuit in the country. It's a chance for these guys to show their talents, you know. Every little community, oh, he's the fisherman. All right, fishermen, bring it on. We got the proving grounds right here, bragging rights, and they're fishing for a pretty substantial payout. At a full 150-team field, first place, $10,000.
There were some good catches to be had today, but the secret, as many guys will say, is to be mobile. Drill a lot of holes, and if you're not catching fish, move around. Jeff and Ben Wright from Michigan drilled hole after hole until they found the fish. And Joe Pekalski wasn't doing bad himself. Joe shared a few tips to his success.
Primarily, I'm fishing for crappies. I got a Fiscus jig with a little Adam tail on. These jigs are made out of tungsten steel, so they sink a lot faster than a lead jig. But you can see the tail's got some really good action to it. And the crappies, this is a crappie bait. If anybody hasn't used plastics before, this is what you want to do. Is just like bass fishing, you know, the plastics are going to take over. They're superior for a crappie bait. This here, you jig it down to the fish, and I'd say a lot of problem with people, they like to take their jig and put it straight down to the fish. And if they start jigging it down and get about 3 foot over the fish and start jigging it down to the fish, your more aggressive fish are going to come up to grab the jig, and you're not going to bother the fish down at the bottom. So you'll be able to stay in your school of fish a little longer, and that would be a trick that everybody wants to do, you know. I mean, if you go right in the middle of the school of fish and they bite, they're going to just take right on off and spook your bigger fish. But your bigger fish are more aggressive, and they're going to come up and grab the baits first. So your first fish out of the hole are usually your bigger fish.
Well, Joe and his partner Myron had a pretty decent catch so far, and they were on more fish, so I let them get back at it to see if they could catch a few more. Soon after, it was time to head in with the day's catch and get in line at the weigh station. Smitty explained why everyone is happy to be back in Michigan.
We had to cancel the first Michigan Trap Attack, but we did schedule 2 for this location just because this is a fishing mecca. They've taught us new techniques here. They've brought a lot of people out to the ice. I'm just so glad we got ice and are in Brooklyn, Michigan today.
4.10, guys. 4.10, not bad at all.
Smitty headed up the weigh-in, and the winners were soon announced. Michigan teams took the home advantage and fared well today. Jeff and Ben Wright from Michigan took home first place, and Captain Joe Pekulski and Myron Gilbert walked away with a close second. Handshakes were abundant and smiles everywhere as another ice team trap attack came to a close. The goals of promoting the sport and educating were accomplished here today in Michigan's Out of Doors.